Hi everyone, and welcome back to First Rank Fire. In today's episode, we're going to have our very first returning guest. You won't be able to see him if you're watching on YouTube.
Hey.
Not because he doesn't have a profile picture, just because he's an invisible person. Welcome back, Stibio, one of my favourite guests of all time. How you doing?
That's incredibly kind of you to say. You're the best podcast I've ever been on.
Oh, have you been on more than one?
No.
I'm going to take it. I'll just edit that bit out and be like, yeah, no. And Stibio's been on at least 50,000 podcasts. That's where I'll snick the edit to.
No, honestly, like last time I came on, it lit a fire within me, and I've been desperate to come back and sending you letters, every day, and you finally got me back. I'm so happy.
Yeah, the podcast is back now. You will be the second interview episode back. The first one being my co-host of the new podcast that people have been listened all about at this point. But yeah, you will be the second guest back into the podcast again.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think you can hear it in my voice maybe that I'm smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, definitely. I'll put a little smiley emoji on your profile picture. Yeah, on your Primaris. Although you're doing a new profile picture by the looks of it.
Yeah, because I've called Stibio Primaris because when I got back into the hobby, I was like, yeah, Primaris is so cool. And then all I do is firstborn Marines. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a new profile picture, which is a firstborn Marine, but it's an oil painting, so it'll take ages. So
we spoke about oil painting last time you were on. Is this you coming back into oil painting? Because you hadn't done any in ages last time we spoke.
I think it's just a slight dab rather than getting back into it. But yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. I mean, you have started painting Primaris. I noticed on your Instagram. You got Titus. He's now Primaris, right?
I could go into a massive rant. that model gave me so much grief. I don't want to be. I hate words are difficult sometimes when you've got a lot of them and you want to be polite. I don't like when people complain about Warhammer just to complain. They feed off of algorithms' need for people to hate on stuff. Hate is like the strongest emotion.
Yeah, drama.
I always try and stay clear of that sort of stuff. But I have so many gripes with how Games Workshop have handled the release of Space Marine 2. It seems like what they did was they got an assault intercessor and slapped a couple of custom bits on and was like, boom, Titus, that's done. The model, the pose is horrific. It looks like he's tripping up. He's meant to be the poster boy, hero, manliest, space mariniest, bestest, most amazingest space marine. And he's tripping up. On the model, the arms are the wrong way round. He's got his chainsaw in the art. His chainsaw's in his right hand. On the model, it's on his left hand. He's got the wrong gun. His holster's wrong. His helmet doesn't have a little skull on. And there's some other plethora of little details.
That skull feels like a big mess because he's a lieutenant in Space Marine 2, isn't he? He's a captain in Space Marine 1.
Yeah, captain in the first game. And then demoted after. I don't want to do spoilers, but he's a lieutenant in the second game.
Yeah.
They missed.
They should have the little skull, right, on the front of the helm.
They missed a trick, and I think they weren't expecting it to be as big as it was. And obviously, the turnaround time for making models is great. So they've probably just been like, ugh. And obviously, we can't see inside the business, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All that stuff aside, the model's a bit grim. It took me about 6 hours, and that's including streaming and failing to change a chainsaw. But it took me about 6 hours to repose the model. But then I just struggled because I'm used to painting models that are like 20 years old. And now this isn't me complaining. It's me saying my skill level's low. The models these days are so high detailed. Now, if you have to paint an edge highlight on a model, say, I'd say a firstborn's got 20 edges, and a Primaris has about 100 edges.
Yeah.
So I did struggle painting it, People were very kind to me in the comments when I painted him.
It's amazing. Never mind the comments. It's amazing. So if you're happy, I will put, because this is going to go up on YouTube, I will put a picture up of of Titus. It's amazing. It's such an incredible paint job.
Up he goes. I could slate him. I'm very hypercritical of myself. I know I am as a person.
It's hard not to be on your own models, but seriously, man, incredible, absolutely amazing. It's probably the best version of him that I've seen anywhere around. So kudos.
I'll share you some that much. There's some sponsored ones that are absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
But I'll share them. I forgot the usernames off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, you'll have to share them after. But yeah, I love yours. It's absolutely amazing. I love how we've completely gone off on a tangent straight away. It's almost like, yeah,
I've got
it's
emotions.
like we never stopped having a conversation. just carried on straight from the last episode straight into this one.
I mean, I could start banging on about salt and pepper chips.
Yes. Yeah, it took me a second there. Yes. Yeah, we should do. Right, so for anybody listening, I'm not going to go into Stibio's background in the hobby or everything like that. Me and Stibio had an amazing chat before. It's up on Spotify or wherever you want to get your sort of podcasts. I'm coming round and trying to get all the episodes put onto YouTube, but feel free to go and check that out. Stibio talks all about his history in the hobby. We talk about crisps. You also find out why Stibio is anonymous and the fact that we're not going to have a camera on him and stuff like that. So it was an amazing episode. I loved chatting with you, Stibio. So yeah, people should go and check that. Feel free to pause this right now, go and check that one out, and then come back and you'll know everything about Stibio, and you'll know why we've just gone straight back into another conversation.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, welcome back after that pause. It's nice to have you back. So, I mean, since then, it's been, I was looking back, it's been about 10 months, almost to the day, since your episode went out on the channel. What have you been up to since then? It feels like such a long time.
So,
it's a big question. 10 months, yeah.
So stuff I won't get into. Life's been a bit crazy this past year. So it means, obviously, hobbies had to take a bit of a backseat. Mm-hmm. And because I'm a big social media superstar, I've tried not to make it look as if I've not been around very much. So my posts have been going out, all that sort of stuff. Low effort content. Memes. So I've been doing a lot of memes lately. But I have done some stuff. I think I've painted my Predator tank.
Tank Commander Predator tank. That's amazing as well. Again, picture, if you're on YouTube, picture here, because again, it's an incredible paint job.
That I am proud of. I am actually quite proud of that. I tried OSL for the first time, and I think it sort of works.
Oh, definitely works, yeah.
I also have gotten into Cadians. I've started I painted one Cadian. Sorry. Excuse me. I painted one Cadian, and I've got others on the way. I'm just scrolling down my pictures now.
I do that all the time, just scrolling through people's Instagrams.
I've painted a librarian.
What got you into the Cadians?
Well, I've always sort of liked Cadian since I was a little kid. I'll say little kid, but the 13th Black Crusade, the first time it came round, Cadian always sort of resonated with me, but I could never sort of paint them how I wanted to paint them. The guide on the box, back in the day, it was like, I can't remember the paint names, but basically had 3 paints, and it was like, use these 3 paints, it'll look like the box art. So they didn't. I was a bit sad, and I never touched them again. But yeah, I saw a rando Cadian on eBay and was like, I might paint one of them just to give it a little go, scratch the itch. And I was like, this is amazing. I need more. So I've got a Cadian command squad, a heavy artillery squad, a sniper squad, a rattling squad. And
for somebody who doesn't play the game, this is quite a force you're building up already.
And I've got a troop squad, like a normal Cadian troop squad. this is just a public service announcement. Look on eBay, because you'll get all that stuff cost less than a box of new Cadians.
Wow.
Just people sell off, especially when a new Rangers come out. They sell off the old stuff they don't want anymore. There
Yeah.
are bargains to be had. So people go, I know the hobby is expensive. Let's not joke about it, but you can get bargains because I ain't spending money. But yeah, long story short, I'm painting Cadians now.
Nah, fair play. Fair play. Be nice.
The
Little
Infernal
side force
Brush.
Ultramarines.
The who? What? Sorry, I was
A
talking
nice
over
little
you.
side force to go with the Ultramarines.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
good.
they're the perfect combos.
Yeah.
In Space Marine 2, the game, popular game, Space Marine 2, the Cadians go so well with Space Marines, and they make the Space Marines look superhuman. And the colour combination of the two of them together really works.
Yeah. I think that was it in Eisenhorn books. She goes to Cadia. And I think he fights with the Cadians, and there's like the sort of like ultra troops from the Cadians. Karskins.
Kazakh? Oh, is it Kazakh?
Kazakhins. Kazakhs. Oh my, yeah. So yeah, he like talks about like fighting with the Kazakhins there, and you get like a little sneak peek of. I mean, that's just like a really short thing, but that's the only one that I've read about, like by the Cadians, and you're like, okay, they're pretty cool, pretty damn cool.
They are, and they're just normal dudes. And
yeah,
when like a warp entity can burst out and start singing about a tattle slug, and you've just got a normal dude with a gun, and like it's just wondrous. I just think they're fabulous. They're just normal dudes.
Yeah,
I just love them.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's about it. Not really done much.
No, I mean that's compared to me, my painting. I mean, to be fair, apart from the Skaven, where I've found a paint job that I can just rattle through, you probably painted more than me in like a week than I have in like a year, something silly like that. My paint, obviously having 2 kids, my painting has slowed down fairly dramatically up until I found this Skaven scheme. But yeah, it's wicked. Like you say, you've kept up with your Instagram somehow. Even if you like kept it all going, and you've ballooned quite a lot again. You're sort of up to 27,000 followers. You're cracking on towards 30K now, right?
I am entirely because of memes, but just
Space Marine 2
take your
memes
wins when you can.
It's the way at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. I have a particular brand of unhinged memes, and I think it resonates with people.
They're funny. Yeah, they're funny.
Because I don't know, I have a love of memes, and I think that comes across. I think I come across as genuine because it is genuine.
Yeah. I think memes are doing so well on it. It feels like Instagram. I don't know if recently it feels like Instagram on the sort of painting side slowed down massively, but memes seem to have taken off massively. I don't think anybody could ever accuse you of jumping on a bandwagon. You've been doing memes for a long time, but it does seem like Instagram and memes going together at the minute it's good. It's like wildfire.
Yeah, the last couple of months, but then the last month it has exploded. But yeah. I have noticed it has slowed down for normal posts, which for me, for my size account, it has slowed down. I think it's really affecting smaller accounts. I'm trying to ramp up when I'm sharing people to my stories, trying to get a more wider range of people, because much like Acadian, I'm just a normal dude. I just want to try and lift people up, because yeah.
That's the thing. Like it feels like as a content creator community, everyone's sort of like always trying to boost each other, and it still feels like a really nice community to be in. That's the thing. I sort of obviously took quite a big break. I had a massive sort of burnout halfway through. Well, I kind of had my second kid, and then I had like a little boost where I could do a bit of painting because I was off work and stuff like that. And then I went back to work, and that was it. I just couldn't paint for like 2 or 3 months. So my Instagram just went dead pretty much for like 2 or 3 months. And I came back and I was like, oh, I'm getting like no interaction whatsoever. And I was like, yeah, that's just because I've been off for so long. But now I've been posting quite regularly, like a couple of times a week. I'm like, oh, it's gone up a bit, but it's still not gone back to what it was before I stopped. and I'm posting probably more regularly now than when I stopped. So it's a bit of it's a bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, there was a bit of a slump. I don't know why. It's probably who knows why? They've probably changed the algorithm.
It's always the way. I know they made the big change to hashtags. The fact that you couldn't search by most recent anymore. It was all like most popular hashtags or something like that.
It's so
So I know
frustrating.
that changed it.
I used to back when I got back in the hobby. I used to like search hashtag Dreadnought, and I used to just go on recent and just look through them all, and you discover so many new people. And now, if you do that, it's the same ones, and like it's the ones I already follow them. I've already liked the post. I'm just going through, going, I've seen this before. I want to see new Dreadnoughts. I want to get that little bit of dopamine. But
yeah,
I mean, it's happened. It's been a long enough time now that I don't think they're changing it.
No, I agree with you. It is what it is. I mean, not trying to sort of moan about it or anything like that, but let's be on something more positive. So, talk a little bit about what you've been up to. Like I say, some amazing painting. But what have you sort of got planned next? What's the next big project? You finished Tank Commander, you finished your Titus. Obviously, we talked about the Acadians. Have you got anything sort of big on the horizon?
Well, I'm such
that you're
a
happy
hobby
to share.
Yes, I know. I'm never that private about stuff, but I am such a hobby butterfly. It's kind of hard to narrow down something until it's posted and finished. But directly next, I'm getting this Cadian Command Squad done. Ask me again in a week; it'll probably be something completely different.
You'll have watched a video somewhere. It'll be like, oh no, I want to paint that now instead.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah,
It's like trying to catch a lightning in a jar. But my big project for 2025 is, so I don't know if you're familiar with my Storm Raven diorama.
Yes. Yeah.
So that, but embiggened. So I've got a Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
I've had it in a box for what seems like a year now. I'm gonna do a flying Thunderhawk diorama with like a ruined Gothic temple on the base,
That'd be
and
so
maybe
cool.
some dreadnoughts having a punch up.
Yes. Oh, that'd be really cool. Yes.
But
yeah,
I wanna edge highlight. I don't want to like not hair gun. What do you call it? No, not Hairspray the musical. Airbrush.
Airbrushed it. Yeah.
I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna like the Predator was a test piece for me.
Okay, so you're gonna hand paint it all.
Yes, like I painted the Predator.
Oof. I mean,
So
it's slightly bigger than the Predator, to be fair.
It's about 5 times bigger. So, and then there's the interior, and then all the base and all the conversion work.
And multiple dreadnoughts having a fight. Are you going to do like the old Space Marine 2 jamming the Gatling gun into the stomach of the Hellbrew?
I am so tempted to do that.
That would be have Calgar. So many spoilers for Space Marine 2, but let's be honest, you've probably seen them already. Calgar just stepping out the back of it.
That would be amazing. I am gonna paint the Thunderhawk based off of the Thunderhawk in Space Marine 2.
That'd be cool.
It's just got to be done. And there's so much reference because you can just hoot about the Thunderhawk and have a nose.
So I've never played the game, but I get it all from like I've watched. I know it's just having 2 kids. You can paint, you can have a podcast, you can play video games. You can probably choose 2 of those, maybe a push. So yeah, video gaming unfortunately has fallen off. But yeah, I have got my fix because I've watched videos of it. I've watched all your memes. Like it's been everywhere, and I've been loving it. It looks so good. Yeah, like the fact there's like they've got like a 2,000 point army at one point. You can just go and you just see. It's just mind blowing.
It's so what I do. I've only just got an Xbox. I'll get that onto that in a second. But with games previously, I will just watch the walkthroughs on YouTube, and I'll just because I'm that sad, just so I get the story of the game because I couldn't play them. But
Absolutely.
I sold a pile of my old Warhammer kits that I just was never going to get around to, and that's how I bought my Xbox. just for Space Marine 2.
Is that like the one game you own?
It was. And then my wife commandeered the Xbox and is now playing Hogwarts Legacy constantly.
It's supposed to be, to be fair, that's supposed to be a really good game as well. But
it looks amazing. But I think I've got like a 15-hour playtime on Space Marine 2.
Good effort.
And
Good effort.
I won't embarrass her with the Hogwarts playtime. It's such a good game.
Yeah, I think when it drops in price, at the minute I can't really justify the price for how much I'll be able to play it. I think if it drops in price, get it in a sale, something like that. Yeah, it looks incredible. Yeah,
I think waiting as well is a good shout. You get more for your money that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to slate the game, but there will be more stuff available in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody expected so many big things. Obviously, after Space Marine, it's huge. Everyone's waited such a long time for Space Marine 2. I feel like this is a rare occasion where a game has somewhat lived up to its hype. And don't get me wrong, it's never going to be perfect, but it feels like most people are really, really happy with the game.
Yeah, like there's always going to be people who just hate on stuff to hate on stuff. People just love to be contrarian.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the game for Warhammer fans, you can tell when they made it, they just have love for the game. It's either that or Games Workshop were cracking the whip. Either way, the final product is just perfect. The story mode I'm talking about, but like it's the little details, and Luton on YouTube goes into this on his review for the game. Of all the details, all the way the buildings work and the scale, and I think he was saying his one massive gripe was the fact that there's all these Space Marine weapons lying around. Because obviously in the lore, like you get your hand chopped off for even holding a casing from a bolt gun, and there's just massive piles of bolters knocking about. But
I guess there almost has to be in the sorts of games, don't you? Otherwise, you kind of like, oh, I've got no ammo all the time. Great, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Or be Malum Kado and just punch everyone in the face.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be fine, right? Yeah, I saw a lot about the YouTube. So I was like randomly watching a video about it, just like a YouTube short the other day or something like that, and they were talking about like it was this thing for like new people coming into the hobby through it, and they were talking about the Thousand Suns Marines and the fact that like they're dust and all this dust and stuff like that, and he's sort of like showing pictures of it, and you can like see in the thing it's like just dust coming out and stuff like that. I was like, that's a really it's a somewhat obvious touch, but it's a really, really cool thing to draw that through, and not just have it just like crumpled armor, but to actually have dust and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that's a nice touch.
There's a great little detail where one of the squad members of Titus, the main character, one of the squad members, Chiron, mentions that he was born on Calth when the World Eaters attacked, and that's why he has this such rage in the game. Now it's an off the cut, it's literally one little comment, but it requires so many layers of background lore. And for a new person, they're like, "Oh, what's Calth? What's a World Eater?" And then just deep, and it's that sort of level of detail that fantastic. Love it.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's such a wicked thing. Okay, so I guess the other thing sort of moving forward, so not necessarily what you're doing, but in terms of sort of the community or GW or anything like that, is there anything that you know is coming up that you're like really looking forward to, like in the next year or so, be it like a new codex or new models or whatever?
I mean, I'm quite good. I'm quite a retro guy. I've got a massive pile of shame or opportunity or whatever you want to call it, pile of potential, which is mainly just stockpiling because Firstborn and old metal minis and all that. So I could never buy a model again, and I'd be perfectly happy. But that being said, just to date this, it's October now.
Yep.
The December commemorative Rattling Mini. I need it in my
Okay.
life.
Yeah.
I need
Yes.
it in my life.
Yeah, that looks pretty insane. They've hit
it's
the nail
got
on the head with that one.
they've got sausages.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of sausages. I've always loved sausages. Sorry to any vegetarians or vegans, you can get corn sausages. I just love sausages, and I can't wait to have them in Warhammer.
Sausages in Warhammer.
Sausages
You want
in
that on
Warhammer.
every model. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that they've cracked open the officer's mess, and they're just
Yes.
it's classic rattling behaviour. And then on the kill team, which obviously I'll have to wait for them to release separately because I don't want orcs and a big pile of terrain. I just want the sergeant with a cup of tea. Is just he looks like Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah.
but with massive hobbit feet and a big cup of tea. And he's
It's
amazing.
odd how these like really specific models that they bring out like go insane. There's always the one with the Noise Marine, the Emperor's Children Noise Marine, the one with the guitar.
Oh,
It was him.
yeah.
There was the Goth Rocker,
Yeah.
because he was the singer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did they do another one? There's quite a few of these like one-off miniatures, and people go absolutely insane for them because they're incredible. It almost feels like it's going back to that sort of satirical side of what Warhammer was about back in the day. There's a lot of joy in those.
The models have character, and back in day, the metal models, like, they all had character because it was someone sat there hand sculpting it, and like I know they sculpt them on the computer, blah 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 blah, but like there's all those little tiny details, and it adds character to the model. The commemorative ones, you can tell the person sculpting it has put that love into the model because it's just that one model.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have had some blunders. Like there was an old commemorative one, I think it was for Warhammer Day, of a Blade Guard holding a shield. It's not a bad model, but you compare that to the all I'm getting in my brain is Baldur's Gate. It's not Baldur's Gate. It's a duel between a Black Templar and an Orc.
I know exactly what. It's something with revenge, isn't it?
Yeah, Baldur's Revenge, maybe
something like that. Yeah, something like
that. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3's Revenge.
But yeah, like the difference between them two models, and then like the Warhammer Plus Mini last year, was it? It was just a guardsman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just like they went, we're not using this sculpt from the kill team. We'll put it on Warhammer Plus.
Right.
And then this year's one, it's just insanely cool Inquisitor with this like alien like from the film Alien, like shaped servitor with his like hands cut off, mouth.
Yeah.
It's like this body horror, amazing, unique sculpt. And like last year's one was just some spare dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel quite him. I mean, I really enjoyed the Vindicator Assassin one that wasn't, because that one you could take off because it had like a little terrain piece, didn't it? You could take off the terrain piece. It was like designed so you could take it off and run it as just a Vindicator as well. I was like, I've got it in the box.
Yeah,
so clever.
I got the plinth off Taro, a special like angled plinth to get that statue on and get him looking all cool, and it's been sat in the box for years now.
There's the next big project then, by the sounds of it.
It's just, I don't know.
It's a cool model.
I always get myself in my own head. I'm like, you're not good enough to paint this yet. Put it back in box.
No, get it out. Get it painted. It'll look incredible. I think with your style on the Vindicator and like the whole Assassin's look, I think, your style would be great on it.
Maybe after the Thunderhawk.
That Thunderhawk's going to be incredible. Because I remember you put it on I think you put it on your Instagram, but you also put it on like Discord and stuff like that. The fact you got it, and I was like, yes, he's finally got. Because we talked about it, and I was like, yes, he's got it. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I got it out of the box. I cut off all the gates, which were I think about 2 kilos of resin. And I started cleaning it, and I was like, I'm not in the right headspace to get this even started. And I carefully put it away back in the box. But I can't
Yeah,
wait
fair
till
play.
it's all assembled and all the blue edge highlights are done, and then I can paint fun things.
Yeah. I mean, you're starting up YouTube again. Well, I say start. You were doing YouTube anyway, but it feels like in the past few weeks, you've been ramping your YouTube up again. It feels like that would be a perfect little series.
Yeah, so way back when, I think I sort of jumped the gun because I had a laptop that was, I think, about 8, 9 years old. So it was like top of the line when I got it, but it was on its last legs. So I started doing Twitch and YouTube, and it literally exploded. Like the power interface and the screen hinge and all sorts completely died. It was unrepairable. So I've managed to save the hard drive out of it, which is
Hold
what's
on.
in this computer which I'm talking to you now through. So yeah, a couple of secondhand dead computers I managed to sort of Frankenstein into one working computer, which is still
Perfect.
about 10 years old, but it works. And it means I can edit videos again. So I'm doing the YouTube, doing the Twitch, and I was doing videos on my phone, which has about 2 gigabytes spare. So you can't record more than like 10 minutes and try and edit it. And
Yeah.
so it's all good. I've got the technology. So I've put out 2 tutorials,
Yeah.
which I always try and do things that if I would like to see the content, I presume other people would like to see the content. Um, I'm not wanting to look up how to paint a bad the spoiler, but I would like to know how to paint, his horn.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I've started off doing, like how to paint blue armor, how to paint leather.
That was a
Um,
really cool little. I struggled leather so much, and that's a really cool little tutorial. And that will be that's useful across so many different things on a Space Marine. There's so much leather on these damn intercessors.
yeah, they are leathery boys, but you can use that for anything. And
Mm.
credit where credit's due, it's amended, altered, lifted. It's taken. It's mine, but also not mine from Infernal Brush.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so a fantastic resource for anyone. His YouTube, and also they've got, I think it's called Every Archive, which is
Yeah.
allegedly the official Games Workshop recipes. Allegedly, um, it's a fantastic resource. But what tutorials like that sort of don't explain or help with is that recipes aren't the be all and end all of how to paint a model. It's how it works for you. So I've took the
Mm.
recipe and changed it for me, but someone following my tutorial, it might not work for them. They might have to use different colors. They might not have access to the paints.
Yeah.
So it's sort of just like use a dark brown, use a rich brown, use a lighter brown. Um, yeah, and it's also like my style. Everyone's got their own style, but
Absolutely. I mean, you've got a super unique style. I think everybody that would look on anybody that sees a model from you would know it's you. If that makes sense. Like you've got a wicked unique style. So it's really cool to see how that process is.
I don't know how. I try and paint every metal, and it just doesn't work.
I honestly, mate, I think it's good that it doesn't because obviously I've got nothing against heavy metal, but you do see it people trying to replicate it everywhere and stuff like that. But your style is super unique and yeah, I love it. Like the edge highlight you get is super unique. I think it's really cool.
I, I don't know what I do. Everyone always says this to me, like, "Oh, yeah, Stibio style." I'm like, I don't know how. I just paint. I just paint. It just comes out like that.
It's good because it means that I guess you sort of found your style and about how you want to paint, which is the important thing.
Yeah, yeah. But then when people go, "How can I paint like you?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, once you're deep into this YouTube thing, then you'll work it out and you'll put it all on YouTube, which everyone should go and check out. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll put the link to it in the description. Everyone can go check you out for sure.
it's just like this, except on a video.
Yeah.
I'm a man of many scattered thoughts, trying to ramble them into one cohesive bundle, and it doesn't really work most of the time.
That's everybody in Warhammer. That's what this podcast is all about, mate. That's what everybody should do in Warhammer. Just ramble until you hit the right thing. It's the best way.
I love a good tangent. I love a good ramble, and I love listening to podcasts when they just go off on one, and it's just it makes me happy.
It's the best way. Best way.
And then as a listener, you just sort of sat there thinking, "What? Hang on a minute. What are they on about?"
How did we get to this point in life? Yeah. Where we talk about crisps, you know.
You do hit a certain age. Oh, whose Twitch was I in the other day? It was Nick Holst. I can't pronounce his name. Nick Holston paints Twitch, and we were just banging on about curries, PC World, and we we're like, "What did it used to be? Dixon's? Do you remember Quick Save?"
Do you know what? I used to work at Comet when I was at uni.
Comet,
I worked at Comet. Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to have to walk
Probably
uphill
half of my
both
listeners
ways.
have no idea what Comet is, but yeah.
It was an electrical goods supplier, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like curries, but orange.
What's the American one?
I don't even know.
All I'm getting is B&M, which isn't.
That's definitely us. I can't get Walmart out of my head when I think American shops.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever been to a Walmart?
I went to the first time when I was in the US. I was in the US last year. I went for the first time, and it blew my tiny, tiny mind. It was incredible.
We stopped off in New Jersey, and went to a Walmart. I was like, please, can we go to Walmart? And oh my word, they have like gallons of water. And I was like, whoa. Oh yeah, magical.
It's like so many different shops combined into one. Like you think, a Walmart. I'm just going to get like my food shopping and stuff like that. The food shopping is like 1/10 of the entire shop. It's my mind was blown when I went. I was like, this is insane. This is like a whole like UK mall just in one shop.
Yeah, I mean, our Asda's and Tesco's are trying to get there, but
yeah,
I'm definitely
like a quarter of the size.
Yeah, I'm definitely the sort of person who loves to go to foreign supermarkets. It's just so fascinating because it's same but different. I just love it. It's such a good way of like seeing culture
and getting weird food
crisps.
Oh. Yeah, like weird crisps, weird food, stuff like that. Yeah, I always go for that sort of like weirdly like Fanta. Fanta is different in like every country. So I always go and try and find a Fanta.
My heart was broken. Italy's got this thing for lemons, and fair play, their lemons are gorgeous. The Fanta lemon in Italy it's like touching the face of God. It is.
I thought you were about to say it's bad. That's amazing. Okay.
It is one of the nicest things I've ever had in my life. And when I got back from Italy and I tried our Fanta lemon, it was like going from colour to black and white. And I was devastated.
Super false and fake is what I was going to say.
It's just imagine someone is screaming at you in your face. That's Italian Fanta lemon. Now imagine there's someone across a parking lot, sort of whispering, and you're stood on the other side. That's ours. It's just devastated.
Yeah, you have to go back to Italy just to get some more Fanta lemon. That's for sure.
Straight up. I'd straight up go like, so good. I always tend to find these things in other countries that I'm just obsessed with. Like in Germany, they've got currywurst.
Yes,
which is just amazing. Yeah. And you can get them in Christmas markets over here, but it's not the same.
It's not even close to the same. It's like it's a really cheap knockoff fake in this country. It's not really comparable.
And then there's a place in New York called Emmett's Pizza. And they do, weirdly, Chicago deep dish pizza, And it was
Okay.
one of the nicest things I've eaten in my life. And every time I think of New York or watch a film about New York, I just think about Chicago deep dish.
Just
Oh,
that pizza, yeah.
that was so good. And I remember when they ordered it for us, they were like, "Do you boys think you can handle this much pizza?" And we were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." We couldn't. We didn't. But I ate the leftovers right in front of the Statue of Liberty, and it was amazing.
Nice. Fair
Oh,
enough. Yeah.
off on a tangent about pizza now. Sorry.
It's fine. No, like you say, it's all about tangents. I will bring us back. So with the new format, I'm trying to sort of end on an interesting one because it should be sort of changed quite a lot from person to person. Have you got a particular favorite bit of lore that sits within the Games Workshop? It can be 40k, AOS, whatever you want. But yeah, I probably know what the answer is going to be given who you are. But anyway, what is your answer, Stibio?
Oh, this is a tricky one. Oh. No.
I wonder what you're going to say.
Dreadnoughts. I am obsessed with dreadnoughts. I have been since I was a little kid.
You are the king of dreadnoughts.
People say this, and it's false.
It's not for
maybe my
you
love for dreadnoughts.
The king of dreadnoughts. Everyone knows it's true.
There's people out there who have got hundreds of dreadnoughts, but my love for dreadnoughts is up there. Like, of anything else, that I can claim king of love for dreadnoughts.
That makes you the king of dreadnoughts. Doesn't matter how many you've got; it's how much you love them. That's what matters.
Well, there are other contenders to the throne, but anyway, yeah, dreadnoughts are they're just amazing. I just love them so much.
What is it about them in particular? Is it like the design of them, or is it more the lore based thing that gets you?
How long do you want me to talk about this for?
As long as you want. I'll just honestly, let you ramble on about dreadnoughts.
I could go on for. I've only got like about an inch of drink left. But okay, so Castroframe dreadnoughts. For those unfamiliar with them, they're the boxy ones. Think of a walking box. To me, is the perfect dreadnought. It sums up 40k in a box, in a nutshell. You look at a dreadnought, you understand 40k. There's so many different types. Types.
Yeah.
Just a quick rundown. You've got the Castroferrum. You've got Mark 4, Mark 5, I think. Yep. There's two different marks. One's a forge rod one. One's a plastic one.
Okay.
Then you've got the... Oh, you put me on the spot now. Contemptor Dreadnought, which is more like human-shaped rather than a box.
I think that might be my favourite of the sort of old-school Dreadnoughts, the Contemptor for me.
They are fab. I do like him. And you've got the Leviathan, which is like a massive, bulky Contemptor Dreadnought.
It's got like is that the one with the big shoulders? Or like the big panels that run down the sides?
It's just big. Yeah. It's just got a massive chest. And then you've got the Dera Deo, which is like a dreadnought and a boat combined. And that is amazing. And you've got all the Custodes ones, blah, blah, blah. And then Games Workshop went, nah, we're done with dreadnoughts. We're redoing them for Primaris. So you've got the Redemptor Dreadnought, which is, if you've played Space Marine 2, it's the one who is insanely cool. And then they've got subclasses like the Brutalis and the Ballistus. But that's all like the Redemptor sort of pattern dreadnought.
Yeah.
Orcs have got dreadnoughts. Eldar have got dreadnoughts. But you may be thinking, okay, sound, what is a dreadnought? So a Space Marine, he gets wounded in battle. Normally they can whack a prosthetic leg on, or you could maybe get put on a desk job. There is novels where the Space Marines get put on desk jobs. What is it called? Belisarius Call the Great Work. One of the Sides of the Emperor is in charge of the Fortress Monastery's guns. And instead of getting put on a dread, he gets put on the gun duty. But say the injuries are too bad for that, but they're not dead. The apothecaries sort of put them into a stasis, put them into this sarcophagus box. It's full of amniotic fluid, which keeps them going. And they're put basically in life support. And they're all hooked up with like neural links and Elon Musk technology. And then they whack this box inside of basically a mech. So on a normal person, well, this is where it gets like thing in lore, because normally in the lore it goes, normal people cannot pilot dreadnoughts. But there's also that these dreadnoughts came from the Age of Strife and would have been piloted by normal people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a almost dead space marine, gets whacked in a box, and now he can serve on again to live the Emperor. And he is in eternal pain, anguish, never gets to feel another human thing again. Even as a space marine, they still, feel some human things. They get to paint, they get to, polish the weapons. As a dreadnought, you are woken up to fight and then you're put to sleep. It sums up 40k for me because it is grim and it is dark, and it's perfect. It's
Sends them
actually
insane, doesn't it?
It's
that
hell.
Whole putting them to sleep, waking them up, putting them to sleep, waking up, just fine. Yeah, apparently it just sends them absolutely
knocks
insane.
the brains out. Yeah, the loyalist ones, their love for the Emperor and their sense of duty keeps them going. But they lose themselves. So maybe they'd started off as like a super venerated, intelligent, powerful space marine, and by the end of like 1,000 years, they're just like, lead me to the enemy. They're done. But that's the loyalists. Chaos. The lore sort of changed where they used to have Chaos dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
And then Games Workshop sort of soft retconned it. That they have Hellbrutes, which is think the same as a normal dreadnought, except it's a demon inside it.
I read something weird about them the other day because, they are a mixture of a near-dead space marine, a demon, and generally a stolen dreadnought or something like that. And they basically use the demon to make the space marine go absolutely insane. And so, like for a loyalist, going into a dreadnought is like the highest honor, and it's what everyone aspires to do because it means they get to carry on fighting for the Emperor. But then, like the chaos side, use it as like a punishment. So you don't need to be a near dead space marine. It's like you've done something wrong. I'm going to pay you with a demon and throw you in this demon engine. Good luck.
I mean, yeah, but also that's the great thing about Warhammer lore is that is true, but also not true, but also is true. But the way I previously read off the lore was Chaos Dreadnoughts were Space Marines, but they don't have this love and devotion for the Emperor. They see it as a punishment, so they'd rather just die. And when they get shoved in a dreadnought, they go crazy and they lash out at everyone. And then they introduced in the lore that they're putting demons in, making it a hell brew, and then they got rid of Chaos Dreadnoughts, and bit of a shambles. So I think now, current 40k, Hellbrutes are the one and only.
Have they got rid of all of them? So I feel like when I started in 8th, there was still... I feel like there was maybe still one Chaos. It may have been like 1,000 Suns one or something like that, but I think you're right. I think they've got rid of all of them. It's a massive shame.
I'm just fact checking myself. Chaos Dreadnought, 10th
I think
edition.
You're right. I don't think I can think of any.
There are none.
That's such a shame. Such a shame. That's so... I mean, I think if you had to ask me, I'd say going down the Space Marine route, it'd be Terminators. I love Terminators. I'm a Dark Angels player. I have to love Terminators. But Dreadnoughts are a close second. They're quintessential 40k, aren't they, Dreadnoughts? There's just everything about it is just so cool.
I mean, excuse me. I mean, Terminators are tactical Dreadnought armor.
Yeah,
so
basically you just Dreadnoughts, right?
You just love Dreadnoughts.
I love mini Dreadnoughts, just slightly smaller ones.
The Terminator armor, oh my days, it is like iconic 40k. And I'm so happy because they tried to make Gravis a thing. Gravis
Yeah,
isn't happening. It's all about Terminators. And I'm so happy they brought Terminators back because it is just iconic. And their upgrade, which was just M big in it, beautiful.
I love
Gorgeous.
it. I've
10 out
got
of 10.
going to look behind me now because they are all there. So anyone watching on YouTube and still be able to see, I've got a whole batch of Terminators that I've just built 15 Deathwing Terminators. So I built 15. I've already got another 5, so that's 20 Deathwing Terminators. I've got 5 of the new Deathwing Terminators. I've got the Terminator Captain, the one you got in the Indominus. What was the box set?
Leviathan?
Leviathan box set. So I've got that one. Kit Bash, my own Chaplain in Terminator armor. Got the Librarian in Terminator armor. He's painted. What else have I got in Terminator armor? Oh, I built Belial last night as we're recording this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I think I've already got like 20 Deathwing Knights in my cupboard. So I've got like 50 or 60 Terminators now, something like that.
Do you know what the best part of their armor is? For me, anyway, it's their back reactor panel.
Oh, the back panel, yeah.
It's like on a church, what they'd sort of do in like a confessions booth. That little sort of detailing on the back reactor on the vent. Oh,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
They're such cool models. Such cool, amazing models. But yeah, Dreadnought's definitely close second for me. I think, I don't know, I only own like 2. I think I've got the Redemptor and the Ballistas, but I need more. They're amazing. They're beautiful.
You can pick up Assault on Black Reach, which was a starter set from a long time ago. You can still get those dreadnoughts sort of painted, and you have to sort of rescue them. You can't even get plastic ones anymore, like the original OG plastic dreadnought kit. Last time I saw one going, I wish I did. Last time I saw one on eBay, it went for £500.
It doesn't. People go absolutely. I guess it's similar to what you say, though, isn't it? It's like because they're there as like a really quintessential 40k thing. People want that history of 40k, and they just like tactical range. You could pick up 10 a penny. There's thousands and thousands and thousands out there, but like those dreadnoughts, getting the proper OG ones, there's not that many.
They're a damn breed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up a Contemptor. I think they are super cool.
The kit is just brace yourself. The end result's great.
Already. Yeah, I've heard the kit's a bit rubbish, but at the same time, I just love how they look. I think they're absolutely amazing. I've got to say that I love the Custodians have got a Contemptor, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. So
I do love the Custodes Dreadnoughts.
The kit's not rubbish. It's just difficult. It's just the feet are made of 5 parts, which in the past would have been one piece of molded plastic.
But I'm used to painting knights, so not loads of the old, not like loads of the knights were similar. When I was building those up, they've got like multiple pieces for each foot, and then the legs made out of like something silly. Like each bit of the leg for a knight is like 8 or 9 pieces, something like that.
It is worth it though.
Oh yeah, definitely. They come out, they look incredible. So yeah, maybe I'll have to get one of those.
And there's so many little. Honestly, I could go on for hours about dreadnoughts. There's so much amazing lore, which I think is a shame that they've sort of gone. Castrophrone's be gone, but anyway, Horus Heresy, Istvan. When the Loyalists, this is just my 2 favorite snippets of Dreadnought lore. The Loyalists Death Guard, are on Istvan 3, and the traitors have lobbed virus bombs down at the surface, and the Loyalists are slowly dying because what virus bombs do is they eat everything organic and destroy it. And this Loyalist Death Guard is having a chat with his mate, who's a Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought's like, I'll be fine, I'm in my armour. And then the Loyalist's like, okay, lad. And then they sort of have a little cuddle, and it turns out He's not fine. There was a tiny little crack, and he's actually on his way out. And he blows himself up with his mate to steal that kill away from Horus the traitor. Obviously, I'm brutalizing that bit of lore. Go read it. It's amazing and emotional. And the other one is Rhylanor.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
It's just gorgeous. So Rhylanor was not 1,000 sons. Gordon Bennett, Emperor's Children, Contemptor Pattern Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And he was trapped on Estevan 3 for, I think, was it 10,000 years or was it 9,000
Something
years?
like that. Yeah, it was a long time.
It was a long time, and his rage was the only thing that kept him going. And he was sat on a virus bomb for 9,000 years, keeping it ticking over, and he lured Fulgrim to him. And I think a squad of 1,000 Suns turned up and was like, "What are you doing there, mate?" And put like a psychic shield around him. And I think they could sense his righteous fury and was like, "Okay, let's lower the shield and sacrifice ourselves." And he managed to scar Fulgrim, I think, and ruin his perfection a bit. Again, brutalizing the lore. I'm not a storyteller, but that is
a great, amazing bit of lore. Everyone talks about Rhylanor. Is incredible.
Perfect. And then there's just a little snippets you get throughout the stories. Just when they get woken up. And the Angels of Death series on Warhammer Plus. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've not seen that yet, no.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've often said to people when they're asking, should I get Warhammer Plus? I'd say, get it for a month, watch this, and then knock it on the head. It's a story about Blood Angels and they're investigating Gene Stealer cults. I won't spoil it. But there's a Dreadnought in it, and he's fantastic. And he's fighting with a Tech Marine, and he calls him little brother, and it's so sad. And I welled up, and I won't spoil it anymore. But I could honestly, hours I could bang on about Dreadnoughts. And the design is perfect. The design on the Castroferrum Dreadnought is perfection.
Honestly. Again, I think we did talk about this for a long time in our in our long session. So definitely check out that one for that bit as well. So if anybody did pause, went back, and now they've come back to this bit, they're like, oh, they're still talking about Dreadnoughts.
They're just amazing. I honestly, from memory, I have literally, I could detail every single bit of that. A Castroferrum Dreadnought. I think it's sheer perfection. From the little fists, the little claw hands, the little feet, the way all the paneling is. I just think it's the perfect design model, and I am crossing everything every day of my life that they re-release them for Horus Heresy.
I mean, they may well do. I mean, I'll have to put a picture up of some of the Dreadnoughts you've done. They're absolutely stunning. People should go and check them out, and people should go and check out your Instagram in general. But yeah, I mean, they are Ultramarines. That's probably the one downside for me is the fact that you painted them all blue.
Ultramarines are cool now, yeah.
Apparently, yeah. Now Space Marines 2 out. Ultramarines are cool again, but yeah, for me they should be either green or bone coloured. I'd go down that route and I'd be fine.
Do you know what? I've been trying to paint up because I've got a teeny tiny Dark Angel force. I've been trying to get a Dark Angel Metal Dreadnought off eBay. Because a couple of years back I got one, and I knocked off all the Dark Angel details and turned it into Ultramarines one.
Oh no!
And now I'm trying to get one to turn it into a Dark Angel one, like a proper firstborn Dark Angel Dread.
Yeah.
But Karma can't find one.
Of course, yeah, that is true, Karma. Anyway, we'll call it there. Thank you so much for joining me again, Stibio. It's always a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you so much.
No, it's great. If people want to find you, where can they find you at?
Sorry, I was in the middle of clearing my name is Stibio Primaris. Stibio Primaris. and everywhere, just type that in, you'll find me. Instagram, YouTube,
I'll put all the links in down
Twitch.
below as well.
Yeah, go outside in the street and just shout,
Yeah.
Stibio Primaris! And a dreadnought will come land on your head.
Oh god. As long as it's not one of the metal ones. One of the metal ones might genuinely kill you.
No, a full-size dreadnought.
A full, just a real one. Yeah. If you're lucky, you might survive just long enough to be put into said dreadnought. So, and then you can fight for the Emperor forever.
Yes, that's the way. Can
Well, yeah,
you imagine? Oh, horrific.
Yeah, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a real pleasure. Nah, it's all right. And thanks to everyone who listens again. Thank you so much for bearing with me in my big break and coming back and stuff like that. So yeah, it's obviously I've come back because it's a lot of fun. And so yeah, thanks for joining us. And if you did enjoy it, please obviously like, subscribe, wherever you found it. Leave a review, leave comments, anything you want. If you want to sort of suggest things for the future, I'm sort of always open to it. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm First Rank Fire over on Instagram. Obviously on the YouTube, you put comments against Spotify and things like that. And you can come and join the Discord. Stibio has a Discord as well. So, and again, I'm in both Stibios. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of amazing There's a whole area just for pictures of dreadnoughts. So if you love dreadnoughts, get on Stibio's Discord. It's the way to find them. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Bye.